Another frequently asked question I get is, are your expenses included in the price of the program, or is that extra? So it just depends on the speaker. Sometimes, and I do it differently. Most of the time, my fees don't include the expenses. Most of the time, here's my speaking fee, and it's a daily speaking fee, and here's what you get for all that. But that doesn't include my flight and my rental car and hotel and things like that. Most speakers do it that way, I think, but some speakers, it is included. But that's a great question to ask. Just always, always, always ask that of your speaker, because what you don't want is them to say, okay, it's $3,500, and you're like, yay, and then later on you get billed another $500 or whatever for expenses. You know, you don't want any surprises there, and having conflict between you and the person that you got to speak at your event. Just always ask them, but they should also tell you that. They should not just assume that you know that, oh, well, expenses aren't included and I'm going to bill you for something later. A speaker should not do that to you, okay? They should be upfront about the money stuff, I mean, for sure. But in general, what expenses you're going to incur, the big expense is the airline, and it ranges $400 to $600 depending on where you're going. A rental car, and it's anywhere from $25 to $125 a day. And lodging. And if a speaker says my lodging is $400 a night, hang up the phone and call another speaker. All right, because there are many, many speakers who have great hearts. They're awesome speakers that are willing to stay in reasonable accommodations. About $100 a night, and some places $150 a night. That ought to be adequate for a decent place. You're staying, in a nice, it's a good enough place. You don't have, the Ritz-Carlton to lay your head down on at night, but you're in a good neighborhood, and you don't have to worry about if the speaker's going to show up the next day. So that's basically what I do for expenses. That's pretty much what you can expect across the board when dealing with other speakers. Just ask them, is it all included, or is expenses more? And expenses should never be more than just a few $100s. $800 is about, that's it. You don't let a speaker nail you for $1,500 or $2,000 worth of expenses, because you're only talking about airline, hotel, and a rental car. And I hope speakers don't nickel and dime you, but that doesn't make or break a good speaker or a bad speaker. If they want to charge you for food for the day, some speakers do that. I don't worry about food for the day. I was going to eat that day anyway. So I don't nickel and dime people about expenses. But some speakers are going to charge you for food and parking at the airport, and they're going to nitpick at every single little. I just want to make it quick and easy. I don't want to make it be about the money or about the expenses. $3,500, $700 for expenses. Bam, and that covers airplane, rental car, and hotel. And it's quick, it's simple, it's easy. Again, a speaker ought to make your job really cut and dry. Very, very simple.